Welcome to the Doug and Commish Show. We were finally able to catch up with Michael McLaughlin. Michael, you're on vacation. Mike, where are we at right now?
We are in Damascus.
Damascus?
Yeah.
Is that where your family vacations?
Yes, 2 weeks every year we come here.
Yeah.
See biblical stuff here.
Yeah. I mean, we got
having a great time.
Got some water behind us. It looks like some pretty blue water. Did you guys do some swimming?
Absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely. Good weather here in Damascus.
Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Well, Mike, obviously your second season at the GFO, you were able to turn around a season that nobody thought you were going to be able to do. And you did that making one of the biggest trades since the trade, but you made one of the biggest trades. What happened? I mean, tell me about the trade.
Well, I believe I was 1-4 at the time. I started 0-4, won my first game to get to 1-4, and just kind of looked at my team and said, you know what, this team is not built to make a playoff run.
But your draft, Steven gave you a great draft grade. Everyone gave you a great draft grade. What was going on? Was there dissension in the locker room?
A little bit of dissension in the locker room for sure. Guys weren't getting along. Yeah. Clinton Portis was a big problem in the locker room.
Oh, man, that's too bad.
That's something I just disclosed now to you.
Yeah.
So that's something that no one has heard, but
yeah.
It was a problem.
Well, so you make the trade with Tim. And, I mean, let's be honest with each other. What did you give him? You had to have given him something outside. Like, did you give him, like, an insider track on something that gives him money in the offseason? I don't know. What did you do?
To be honest, I was as surprised as anyone that Tim did this deal. I think I offered him a couple different packages. Yeah. And the one he accepted was the one I thought he would least go for. So I was shocked.
I think all of us were shocked. And it changed the way the season went for everyone, really, because we lose Tim for the rest of the year, basically.
Yep.
And then you start winning 7 out of 8 games, I think it was. Am I right on that?
Yes, 7 out of 8.
I mean, you totally went from the basement to the top. And I mean, obviously, I was frustrated. I'm in your division. I got to deal with you now. But I guess that's what you got to do. But you turn your season around. But what was your biggest win? Was it when you actually got those guys to all work together, or what was it?
The biggest win I would have to say, I was 3-5, week 9. I believe it was Soldier was 4-4 at the time, and I think that, looking back, was the win that pushed me into playoff contention and kind of pushed Soldier out. I guess. So that was the biggest win. It was like a 3-point, 5-point win maybe. Came out to Monday night. We were at B-Dubs watching the game.
Yes, I remember that.
And almost lost there at the end, but was able to hold on, and that was kind of the turning point.
Okay, so what was your worst loss? What loss did you look back and go, man, that was ridiculous. How did I lose that game?
Besides the playoff loss, was the loss to Trash, I think, week 10, week 11, something like that. It was my only loss after starting 0-4, and I scored like 130, and he scored like 160. I got Johnson, just like everybody else.
Everybody else, it seems that happens. Everybody, okay. So you look at your roster and you say, man, there was a player that I was not expecting to be the guy he was. Who was it?
Well, considering there wasn't really many guys on my roster the whole year,
at the end,
I think there were 3 major players that stayed on my team all year, but I'd say Wes Welker. When he was healthy, he was great. 10 catches, 100 yards, a touchdown here and there. You could always count on 10 points.
Yeah. Welker, I mean, just one of those guys that everybody starts double-teaming Randy Moss, and he just gets all those underneath routes, and everybody's content with giving him those. And so you were obviously the sole beneficiary there. Okay. So you got a guy that you kind of look at, but what guy are you keeping? I mean, do you know for sure? Can you kind of at least narrow it down for us?
It's basically going to come down to 2 guys, Tom Brady, and then a small chance that it's Rashard Mendenhall.
Okay.
Maybe Thomas Jones, but it's probably going to be Brady.
Okay.
Unless Mendenhall,
Yeah.
We'll see, but
yeah. So because you got rid of most of your running backs, you would probably keep would be automatics. I'm going to keep this guy. So okay, Tom Brady. Now we go and we look outside and we start looking at the divisions and this and that. What GM did you not like the most? And let's be honest with each other. You got under a lot of people's skin your first year.
Right.
This year laid it a little bit lower, but the trade annoyed everyone. Not really because it's your fault, but I mean you just got what everybody else wanted. Yeah. But what GM out there would you say, I can't stand that guy?
I thought about this one, and I'm going to have... Is it okay to split my vote here?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, everybody hates Steven, so everybody's pretty much splitting their votes. So
that's an easy one.
Yeah.
It's a given. I'm gonna have to say it's a tie between yourself
Oh man, I'm getting a lot of votes.
and I'm gonna have to say Killer Bees.
Killer Bees. And Killer
Yeah.
Bees had actually said that you were his biggest win because he liked, beating you because you squawk, you yap. And
Actually,
stuff.
he didn't beat me.
Oh.
I beat him twice.
Oh.
So
Okay, well, put that in your pipe and smoke it,
Yeah.
Tom. Well, I mean, so it's just, what is it about the big sass that,
The
does
big
he scare you?
sass-
Is that part of it?
no, he thinks he's scary, but he's actually not.
Yeah. Well, okay, so you
And
don't.
one minute he's talking like he's the second best GM in the league behind Trash, and then the next minute he's calling you asking you for fantasy advice.
Yes, yeah. So you don't really like that.
So, no.
Now, we might get personal here, but what is it that you don't like about the bean?
Nothing about the bean
Was
personally.
it the smug?
It was a little bit of the smug early on,
Yeah.
but division rival.
I understand.
Chris, kind of his first year,
Yeah.
didn't really expect him to take the whole thing.
No kidding. I mean, but look at me. But we can all agree on one thing: the Shula was the best division, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, you took it. You got third place.
Yep, third place.
Pretty happy with that.
Pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
Was upset with the week 16 performance or
Yeah.
15 against Nipples, but
Yeah.
third place is okay, I
Yeah.
guess.
Well, okay. So then we look long term. What changes do you see in the GFO that you would like, or maybe like instilled? Maybe is there anything that stands out in your mind? You think, I wouldn't mind seeing this changed. Is that a draft lottery? Whatever.
I love the lottery. That was a lot of fun last year.
Yeah,
Maybe we can make some tweaks to it.
Yeah.
But, love the lottery. Don't like the -1 quarterback sack.
Okay.
I think a lot of people are on board
Yeah.
with that one, but nothing really.
Okay.
I guess the only thing I would like is I saw where Roper mentioned maybe the defense getting 2 points for a win.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I think I've never heard of that. I think that'd be pretty cool
Yep.
if you were able to do that and kind of reward the defense in that manner. I wouldn't be opposed
And with
to
the
that one.
keeper, I'm not a big fan of the keeper, but we did agree to it,
Mhm.
and it's kind of a 3-year thing, so maybe we could run it out
Yeah.
one more year and then see.
And then just kind of wait and see what happens.
Right.
All right. So what potential changes do we see from your organization next year? I mean, your first year you make the playoffs. Your second year you look like you were doomed, and then you make the playoffs again.
Right.
Are you going to change anything?
I guess my strategy is really just it wasn't really to go in trading like
Mhm.
that, but it just kind of happened. When you
Yeah.
start 0-4, you just kind of
You
roll
have
the
to start doing
dice
stuff.
and see what happens. And
So
I couldn't just sit there and let my team
dwindle.
go 2-11.
I mean, because before you made that trade, if you had lost one game, you're out.
absolutely,
I mean,
yeah.
It just makes me so angry every time we think about it. But I guess that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes in fantasy. But Mike, I mean, have you enjoyed the Greater Flint Open?
I am loving the Greater Flint Open. Don't know what to do with myself really with the extra time after the season's over.
From about February until July-ish, it gets pretty lonely, and you're just kind of like, well, what are we going to do now? But I do look forward to next year. But Mike, thanks for stopping by. Well, actually, thanks for letting us join your vacation. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I mean, McLaughlin, we're bunking in the hotel with you guys tonight. I hope that's okay with the family.
Not a problem.
So, but anyway, we'll probably see you back on the mainland
Yes.
for the draft lottery special and maybe the Super Bowl.
All right, have a good flight back.
All right, thanks.